WTK, where we like to rock it from time to time, of course, and you know that. If you don't, you're at the wrong place. And I know a couple fellas that I've got here in studio who've been rocking it as well. And actually, they've been getting some help from the rocket, the voodoo rocket, that is. That is a couple of my homeboys, a couple of brothers from another mother or two from the capital of the lost state of Franklin. We got the one and only E-Moon and the one and only Frankie B here live in studio from Greenville, Tennessee. Fellas, what's up?
First of all, that would be the Voodoo Rocket Institute of Typography. I think that's how you
I
say
think
it.
that's what it's called right now. We know him, we love him. His name's Kevin Bradley, and he obviously involved with what you guys have been doing. What up? Welcome back to Knoxville, my brothers. Two of Fred Sorrell's signal callers from the past, probably more audibles called in one room right now as far as football goes, and especially as far as Fred Sorrell's goes, from these two. And they are calling an audible in the music industry right now because we got a brand new record label just jumping out of Greenville, Tennessee. And we've got E-Moon and Frankie B here to tell us all about it. E-Moon, what in the world is going on up there in Greenville?
Well, I tell you, COVID put the funk on us bad. Having working bands for 25, 30 years, out playing live, rehearsing, all of a sudden comes to a halt. And, you're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? A lot went on for me personally during that time. And thank God Frankie B was there because.
How many times have we said that?
Frankie B was there, and I happened to hook up. We had done, we've done, some stuff, but Frankie was always been a mentor to me, starting early when I was just getting started, trying to sing and play music. They were always supportive, Frankie and the boys, everybody in the Greenville scene, which is really a unique place to have such a great music scene. And the label is City Farm Records.
Yep.
And there's a backstory to that, but that itself is a lot of people know about City Farm because there's a place, a time or day where I know Skull Soup and a band called Life and Rob Peter the PayPal and Rasmussen Trio all were rehearsing at that same place, which was a hard place to come by, a place to rehearse, you know?
Yeah, no doubt.
And the jam sessions that went on there, Mo Mills come through there. I remember that night, just stuff like that. It's special to only Greenville, and City Farm represents that, I think. And that's a big thing. It's not just all about E-Moon, and Frankie B. We're going to be bringing out music on City Farm. It's been in the vaults for years. People say, Eric, you got a copy of this? You got a copy of that? And you're like, yeah, I got it. Finally, I got it. And I'm going to put it out there for people. But right now, we're in the present. And, getting back to Frankie and I, Frank's production abilities, how he knows to use the musical equipment that he has, which he makes instruments of his own. He has evolved into, he's playing bass and guitar very well, and even on the drums, he says, I ain't heard him yet. That's what he's telling me.
Yep.
And just somebody with that caliber, and plus we click like we're brothers, we are. And
no doubt.
We have bad days, we have good days, but, like brothers, we've been, we spent so many hours, working on music in the past 3 years. And, this single, Look Around, we're releasing today under our present project name, Moon versus Venus.
Cool.
It just solidifies where we're coming from with City Farm Records, the way it came about. Frankie and another guy who's on the album, Mike Hilliard, who's another just great singer-songwriter, I believe.
Yep.
He's been on the Rock a couple of times.
Yep.
With some songs. He sings back up on the album with Frankie, and Frank sings or on the song, excuse me. And they said, you need to do look around, right now, just because of the state of things right now.
No doubt. No doubt.
It's got a message to it. But, man, it just became so much bigger than me as it went on. I would sit down, to come in and hear the latest version of it. And, all of a sudden I've got just a wonderful guitar player on it, Jimmy D, who...
Oh, yeah.
Well, Jimmy D's one of the best bluesmen in East Tennessee, if not the best, and a man I've admired for years, looked up to, gave me another person who, at the start of things, was just supportive, very supportive.
No doubt. And he's played in this market a lot, too, as have you, as has Frank, of course. We can go all the way back to Toucan Blues.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Mercury Theater, Planet Earth,
Yeah, and what all the one that, Underpass and Bootleg Turn and Frank, band called Life and Skinny Little White Girl
Raw
and on
Peter
and
to
on.
PayPal.
Absolutely, man. So many of you guys have been up here in Knoxville and played live before. And it's wild because I look back again and we got E-Moon and Frankie B here, and they are here to let us know about this brand new record label that's starting, City Farm Records, up in Greenville, Tennessee. We got a single we're going to debut here in just a few minutes, and he's going to tell you about how to find everything on their platforms and social media. But Soup recording new music, Skull Soup from back home recording new music, and then like I said, Seven Figures and all the guys in that stable, man, have just been putting out great music lately. And, a lot of it seems to go back to COVID and how do you make something good out of something bad? And it looks like that's exactly what you guys have done here as well, right, Frank?
Yeah, you have to. That's what music's about, is flipping something bad into something good. They call it the blues.
COVID blues.
Back in the day, and that's what we do.
Well, what else you got to do up there? That's one of the things too, man. In a town where there's not a whole lot of choices other than hanging out with guys you've grown up with all your life and you consider brothers. But then when you get together and you share that energy and you share the ideas and most of all you share the passion, and the music comes out, and that sounds exactly like what you've done. Who else has helped? Because I know there were some non-musicians who have helped with this whole project as well, with this new label as well, City Farm. So tell us who the gang is, and we'll hear the song here in a minute. We'll see who all's playing on it, too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, a big shout-out to Kurt Bogeman.
Yep.
He does all the photography for us and digitizes the art for us, that Voodoo's done for us, Kevin Bradley. He just did some great artwork. We've got like 8 different logos. So thanks to Kevin, man, and we've used his artwork, through the years, just it's like a staple for Greenville art,
He helped start Yeehaw Productions here locally in Knoxville years ago, and and now he's back home in East Tennessee in Greenville. We're happy to have him back. That's for sure.
Man, it's wild having him in Greenville.
I guarantee it is.
Yep, it's great to see him.
What about music?
I saw him today.
They're neighbors now.
Yeah,
Kevin and Frank are neighbors.
What about musicians helping out, especially on Look Around? I know you've got a Grammy Award winner, I think, smiling on this thing too, and some others. Who all's helping out on it?
Well, let me jump in here. What happened was, I got this little home recording studio, and I've been recording all my usual stuff, and so E-Moon wants to record, and he comes in and he records this song called Look Around, and it was so beautiful that I said, well, let's see what we can do with this. We got together and said, let's orchestrate it a little bit, because most of the stuff we record is usually one take off the top of your head, kind of improvised stuff.
Right.
And so this time we wanted to produce one just to see what it would sound like, because, we had all this equipment laying around. And so we've been going to school on that too, but But so I've been jamming with an old friend of mine for quite a while named Bobby Hicks, and I just on a lark went over, took a copy of it over to his house and asked him if he'd consider listening to it and maybe playing on it, just depending on what he thought about it. And he said, "Yeah, I'll do that." So so I played it like 3 times for him, and he played 3 versions of it, and I started crying. I just wept. I was like, you know, once you get other people involved, it raises the project, and a lot of musicians get caught up with what they sound like, but they're not interested in including anybody else. So this was our first time in that foray, and it was awesome.
And when he speaks of Bobby, he means Bobby Hicks, who now lives over in Madison County, North Carolina, Marshall, and he's a Grammy Award-winning fiddle player, played for many years in Ricky Skaggs' band, was in the amazing Bluegrass Album Band, who had Tony Rice, who had Jerry Douglas, J.D. Crowe, Doyle Lawson. Yeah. He played for Bill Monroe, and is now, and well-deserved, doing his own thing, you know, and obviously seemed to definitely want to be a part of what you guys are doing, right?
Yeah, I got him playing Jimi Hendrix over in North Carolina. I laugh every time we play, but I got him playing jazz and just everything. But
and he loves it. I guarantee.
He loves every minute of it because it's different.
Yeah,
you know. And we never play the same thing twice the same way, so I'm all about that.
Right on.
But so then, so we go back, and Eric gets a hold of Glenn Rasmussen,
right?
The keyboard player extraordinaire.
Yep.
Who was his college roommate?
Kilmer, I know. Val Kilmer, and who else was there? Man,
yeah, but
that's enough.
Well,
at the Juilliard School of Arts.
Yeah. I was going to say, don't leave that part out.
Yeah, no, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah. He lived with a great composer at the time, but this guy is phenomenal, and he comes in and plays.
This is his magic.
Oh, yeah. I can't really describe it. You'll have to hear it. But.
Yeah. And he on the lead, and you got the background vocals.
Got the background vocals.
Well, yeah. Been Jim Duck Foster on guitar some, right?
Yeah.
So as they say, you get by with a little help from your friends.
Definitely. Definitely. We got Mike Hilliard on guitar and backing vocals, and Melanie Hilliard on slide guitar, and they're both
pedal steel. Yeah.
They're both just as talented a musician as you're gonna run into. So.
And it's a cool song because it brings together a lot of, you know, those are folks from different backgrounds, and it comes together so cool by bringing those different approaches and how it fits together, which lends itself to saying that's a well-written song, because it all goes back to how the song is written and how you can then compose it and then how you can take it from there. And it sounds like Bobby was right, and sounds like you were right, Frank, to kind of texture it up a little bit, you know, add some layers to it.
Well, I think so. What's cool about it is it comes from 7 different people that this country is made from multiple different angles.
Yeah.
And it works best when there's multiple different versions coming through. And that's what this song is about. So that was the beautiful thing to me. I was so moved by the song. I was like, I'm going to get everybody I can get to help on this, because it was a project I could really get behind and into because of the song, how well it was written, just like you said.
And it is a song that reflects a lot of the times these days, E. You're right, E. Moon. We're talking with E. Moon and Frankie B. here, who took the ride up from Greenville and doing the City Farm record label thing and launching it today, basically, with this first single, Look Around, which we're getting ready to play here in just a minute. Tell us, E., how folks can go find you, you know, social media, website, whatever, and what can folks look forward to here within, I don't know, the next couple of months as far as City Farm Records?
All right. First off, I forgot one important ingredient of Moon versus Venus on this track. Frank's session drummer, Israel Weaver, who is just incredible. We have stuff coming from Moon versus Venus in the future. Lots of music coming from this angle of
But
things.
Izzy has been busy.
Yeah, we call him Izzy, and he also did the art for the painting that's kind of the
Moon versus Venus.
Moon versus Venus cover, and
Would love to see a live showcase at some point.
oh
too.
man,
Yep.
that could happen, Benny.
Cool.
Yes,
That needs to happen.
yeah,
And it's www.cityfarm.com.
that's it,
I
man.
got it.
Yeah, there's a little video on there. It's not much of a video, but it's something that goes along with it, and
www.cityfarm.com.
no, City Farm Records.
CityFarmRecords.com. CityFarmRecords.com, and look for more social media to come. TikTok,
There you go.
Instagram, the Facebooks, all that stuff. And again, man, getting by with help from your friends, which COVID, we definitely sure did need that, and a lot of things. This is one of those things right here we're talking about, where you try to use your energy in a positive way during a really non-positive time. And this is, big ups to you guys for doing that. Big ups to you, E-Moon, on your journey as well, as I've been keeping up with that, and proud of you as well, my brother, and what you're doing there. But man, music is a great way to exercise that, isn't it?
Absolutely, man. It's a big part of my life. Always been part of my life, and thank God for Amy, my wife, who,
She's a keeper, buddy. You
Yeah.
outkicked your coverage there. So.
yeah, without a doubt. But this song means a lot. It got so much bigger than me, like I said before, and it's such an honor, and I'm humbled that the people who played on it. I'm just very humbled that they wanted to be a part of this song because they believed in it, and
Yep.
I think it's got a good message. I consider myself more of a songwriter than a singer, but you never know what's going to come out of me. Sometimes Frankie can capture some cool stuff. So
Yeah.
I sure wasn't expecting to play guitar or bass on anything. That's for daggone sure.
Accompanying Bobby Hicks.
I'd have lost that
Glenn
bet.
Rasmussen.
Yeah. And Frankie B, nah.
That's awesome. Well, I think it's great, and I think it's great for you too, my brother, because I know you enjoy doing it, and I know that
Every second of it, man.
No
We
doubt.
have laughed and smiled and got through this COVID thing, like you said. It saved both of us probably because
Yep.
we have rocked. We got so much material, man. It is nuts.
That's awesome.
we got a lot coming, folks. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, it's just the first one, second.
Right on. CityFarmRecords.com, right? And then our
That's
boy
it.
Trent Summer out in California
Oh, my
releasing new music
goodness.
too. I mean,
Oh,
man,
my
when it
goodness.
rains,
Jay Davis,
Yeah.
a bunch of them.
when it rains, it pours from Greene County, I guess. So more of it,
Staying
man.
busy.
More of it. Well, brothers, we're going to listen to this thing, Moon versus Venus, and we just appreciate y'all taking time to come up, send us some music. Whenever you send me the music, it makes my job easier. So keep sending us more music as well from City Farm Records.
Thanks for the love, UTK.
Thanks, Benny.
That's what we do.
And
We're
the
local
rock.
music's best friend, and local extends to Upper East Tennessee as far as we're concerned, especially
Same
when you're
here,
streaming,
same here.
man. Yeah, when you're streaming it. I love you both. I love everybody that helped do this thing. Tell them all big ups from us as well.
Will do.
Keep up the great work. Let us know if and when there is a showcase involved. Because
Go
we will let
Vols.
folks know absolutely on that. And big ups
There.
to your late great mother, man, who I know is smiling down because she was one of the initial big investors and donors for our new transmitter and tower, which we just put up about 3 weeks ago. I know, again, she's not listening on this earth, but I know she is listening with Jah above and is happy, and we really, really Want to say we love D.D. Bowman and always will, and
go
appreciate
Vols,
that.
D.D. Bowman.
Yeah, there you go. All right, brothers, love you. Keep up the good work. Let's
you
hear
too,
it.
bro.
This is
Thanks for having
Moon.
us.
Absolutely, man. This is the debut on City Farm Records. It's called Look Around for Moon versus Venus, featuring the one and only Bobby Hicks on fiddle as well. Here on Local Music's Best Friend 90.3 The Rock. Peace out, fellas.
Peace.